collections. See, the meaning itself telling collection, you're collecting a group of objects, right? That's a general meaning also. So the collections in Java also similar. A kind of framework and which provides an architecture to store a group of objects. Basically, it stores the objects, not primitive data. It stores the objects. So Java collections is a dynamic data structure. Basically, it's a dynamic data structure. Array is a static data structure. Both are storing the data only. Both will store the data only. So array stores static data. So fixed size and fixed length will be there. Whereas collections has a dynamic data structure. That means you don't need to tell the how much size you want to store. Automatically, it will take the data. How many elements are you want to store? It will take. Runtime also you can increase the data, increase the size. You can collapse the size. That provision you have in the array. But same thing you don't have in the in the array. You don't have this concept. Only in the collection you have this provision. So there are different type of collections we have. Like you have a list to, set to, queue, dequeue. These are the sub interfaces. Collection is an interface. And collection top you have iterable interface. And a collection mainly used for data setting purpose. You can sort the data, you can insert the data, you can delete the data from the collection. So let's see, these collections are available in java.util package. It contains all the classes and interfaces. Let's see this diagram. So you can see the first topmost collection interface is iterable. Iterable interface is there. So then that extends to collection interface. That means collection parent interface is iterable. And again, collection is another sub interfaces it has. List to, set to, queue, dequeue. Mainly we need to focus more on list and set. Because these two, even in the WebDriver also you are going to use mostly. Some methods are returning the list, some methods are returning the set collection. We have seen, right? Many methods returning the list type. And set type also written by get window handles method, right? The return type of get window handles is the set string, but a list is written by find elements method. All select class methods we have seen already today's class. See, again, this is the interface. List to set is interfaces. List is implemented by array list class, linked list class, and vector class. List is implemented by array list, linked list, vector classes. So set is implemented by hash set, linked hash set, and tree set classes. And queue is implemented in the priority queue class, and dequeue is implemented in the array dequeue and the linked list class. So these two classes inside this dequeue interface is implemented. This is the total hierarchy of a collection. So let's see one by one what are all the methods are there in the collection. So collection interface means what? It has abstract methods, right? Those abstract methods, what are all those? Let's see one by one. Okay, so let's move on. So methods of a collection interface. First one is add object elements. That means you can add an element or you can insert an element to the collection using add method. See, only objects you can insert. is used to insert an element in this collection. Collection name dot add object element. So add all method collection C is used to insert the specified collection elements in the invoking collection. So collection name dot add all method. So collection C. So this is the add all method. So that means another collection you can join with this add all method. Two collections you can join to the existing collection. So remove method, you can remove this element from the collection. If this element is there, it will remove. So how to call this? Collection name dot remove method object element. So remove all method collection C. So it will remove the specified collection of elements from the current collection. See collection name dot remove all. So collection C. It removes all the elements from this collection. Size method. The size method is a return type method. It's the integer data it returns. So what it will do is it returns the number of elements in the collection. How many elements are there? If you want to know any collection, you can call the size method. It will return the collection size by size method. Size method return type is integer. So return type of the method variable name equal to collection name dot size method. Then clear method. So removes the total number of elements from the collection. So collection name dot clear method. So that it will remove all the elements from the collection. That's a clear method purpose. So contains method. So object element. The parameter is you have to give element. This element is present in the current collection or not. It will find out, and the return type is a boolean. So boolean b equal to collection name dot contains object element. So then iterator method. You can iterate the collection using iterator method. Also, you can use a for each loop also, or you can use a normal for loop also. So we use it for each loop already in the programs, right? Otherwise, you can use iterator method also. So how to use this iterator? The return type is iterator interface. So iterator interface, return type of the method, that is the iterator interface, it equal to collection name dot iterator method. So to array method, it converts the collection into array. So object to dimensional object array equal to object array name equal to collection name dot to array method. So is empty method which returns a boolean value if collection is empty or not. Equals method, so it will compare the collection element with the given element, and if both are same, returns true. If both are not same, returns false. Retain all collection C. It is used to delete all the elements of invoking collection except the specified collection. That's a retain all. That's a retain all method. So retains specified collection of elements. Remaining will be deleted. But remove all, specified one will delete, remaining will keep. But retain all, what are all the collection elements you specified, those will keep, remaining will be deleted. That's the difference between remove all and retain all. Next, iterator interface. Just now we have seen, right? Iterator method, the return type is iterator interface. What this iterator interface will do? So iterator interface provides the facility of iterating the elements in forward direction only. One direction only. First element to last element, one by one it will iterate. That's a iterator interface. So methods of iterator interface. There are only 3 methods in the iterator interface. Those are has next method and next method. Has next method takes whether the iterator has more elements or not. Iterator is equal to collection name dot iterator method. while it dot has next method. So it dot next method, you can call this. So next method is it returns the element and moves the cursor pointer to the next element. Okay, so that's the all the collection methods and iterator interface method. This is the one you will regularly use this code. If you are not using a for each loop, you can use the same code. You will just replace your collection name here, and then you can get the element, the collection element with it dot next method. Has next, what it will check, whether the element is there or not, it will check. It dot has next method. It will just check that. If it is there, it will come inside the while loop. If it is not there, it won't come. So that's the, so this iterator, this code is as it is we are going to use. Next, list interface. List is a sub interface of a collection. It contains index based methods to insert, to access, and to delete the elements. You can access the elements based on the index, the position of that element in the collection. You can access the elements. Even you can delete the elements based on the position. You can insert the elements based on the position. That's a list interface, how it will work. So this is the hierarchy of a list and collection interface. So public interface, list, extends, collection interface. That means this is the parent collection, parent interface, and this is the child interface. List, extends, collection interface. See what are all the methods are there in the list interface. When you extend collection to a list, what will happen? All the collection methods will also come into list, right? Apart from list methods, collection methods also, this list can be used. So now see the list methods are add method, int index, web element, any element you can give. This is the, in this position you can insert this element. That's the meaning of add method. We have seen the collection interface only add method with element, right? See, this is the one, add element only. This is the collection interface method. But this one is whatever index is there, those are list interface methods. Those are list interface methods. Add all, collection, you can, this is the collection interface method, this one. But add all, int index, comma, collection C, this is the, again, list method. Wherever index is there, two arguments, two parameters with index, that is the list methods, those are. And clear method is from collection only, equals method also from collection only. Hash code method is there in the collection also, collection interface. Hash code, what it will do? It is used to return the hash code value of your object. This is the one more very, very important method, get of int index. How can you access the list element? How can you get the list element? There are so many elements, right? How can you get particular position element? So you have to call collection name dot get and give the index number. So then that element you will get it. So is empty, it will check the is empty method. So whether the collection is empty or not. So last index of, you can get this object, last index, you will get it. To array, you know already, it will convert the collection into array. Contains method, you know, contains all. So this collection of elements are there in the collection or not, you can check with the contains all and contains method. And this is the remove int index. If you give the index number on that place, what element is there, that element will be removed by this remove method. These are all the methods. Set method, another very, very important, set int index element. What it will do, in this position, this element will be set here, replaces basically. So previous very different element is there. This element will replace. So this position, whatever the element is there, that element will be replaced with this element. That's a set method, another very important method. So that's all about list. What is the list? List is an ordered collection. List contains duplicate elements. List works based on the index. These are all points you need to remember. List is ordered. Which order you inserted, same order will be written to you. And it will be synchronized. Which order you inserted, same order will be returned to you. So methods of list iterator is there. One more list iterator. We have seen iterator, right? This list iterator is a sub interface of iterator. So that's why you see list iterator. So this is an interface. Interface name extends the parent interface. Interface extends another interface. Class extends class, but class implements interface. All this relationship, please remember, okay? So add element. So these are all methods we have seen just now, okay? Now first one, array list class. So list is implemented by array list class, right? And linked list class, vector classes. List is an interface. That interface methods implemented where? In the array list class, in the linked list class, in the vector classes. That's no hierarchy. Let's see. If you see this diagram, array list extends abstract list. So, and implements list. See, list interface extends to collection interface. Collection interface extends to iterable interface. This is all about list related. And Java array list class is a dynamic array for storing the elements. Dynamically, how many elements are coming? It will store. You don't need to specify the size. Any collection, you don't need to specify the size. But array, you have to specify the size. See, array list class can contain duplicate elements because list interface contains duplicates. So even array list also contains duplicate. Array list class maintains the insertion order. Which order you are inserting, same order will be maintained. Array list class is non-synchronized. Array list allows random access because array works at the index base. Array list allows random access because array works at the index base. Java array list class manipulation is slow because lot of shifting needs to occur if any element is removed from the array list. So this is the array list, and see the hierarchy. Public class array list. So array list is a class which extends to abstract list class and implementing the list interface, random access, clonable and serializable interfaces. The constructors are, you can see, default constructor, parameterized constructor and parameterized constructor. Any constructor you can use to create object for array list class. The format is list interface, the collection name equal to new array list. That's how we need to create object. So methods, we don't need to say methods of list. What is a linked list? So linked list class is a doubly linked list. You can store the elements. It provides a linked list data structure. It inherits the abstract list class and implements the list and DQ interfaces. So Java linked list class can contain duplicate elements. Java linked list class maintains the insertion order. Java linked list class is non-synchronized. Java linked list class manipulation is fast because no shifting needs to occur. But array list manipulation is slow because shifting needs to take place, because the elements move here and there. That's why that was slow. But this one is manipulation is very fast. Linked list class can be used as a list, stack, and queue. Because linked list is implementing the list interface and DQ interface also. That's why you can use as a queue also, or you can use as a list also. So that's a linked list. So this is how you can insert the elements from front and back also. That's why this is called W linked list. Every element address is pointing to next element. That's a linked list, how it is linking. So one element address pointing to other element. So next this element address pointing to other element. So hierarchy of linked list is, so public class linked list extends abstract list class and implements list, DQ, clonable, and serializable. So this is again two constructors, linked list default constructor and parameterized constructor. And methods, so many methods we have already discussed, but extra you will get here, poll, peak, these methods extra you will get. Peak means it retrieves the first element of a list. Peak last to peak first to, it retrieves the first element, and if nothing is there, it returns null. Poll retrieves and removes the first element of a list. Poll first, poll last. Pop, it pops an element from the stack represented by a list. So remove, it is used to retrieve and removes the first element of a list. So that's some of the extra methods you will get here. Size is common everywhere. So any collection size you want, you need to call size method. Vector class. So we have seen array list, linked list, now vector class. So what is a vector? Vector is a dynamic array to store the elements. It is similar to array list, but the difference is vector is a synchronized and array list is a non-synchronized. So, and vector contains many methods that are not part of the collection framework. That's the main difference. What is a stack? Stack is a subclass of a vector. It implements the last in, first out order. That means a go down is an example for this stack, right? So the stack contains all of the methods of vector class and also provides methods like push, peek, these methods extra. So what is the queue interface? Queue interface maintains the first in, first out order. Generally, like if you stand in queue, if you're in the first, you will come out first, right? That's a first in, first out order. It can be defined as an ordered list that is used to hold the elements which are about to be processed. That's a queue. So there are various classes like a priority queue, DQ, and array DQ, which implements the queue interface. So what is the difference between array list and linked list? So array list internally uses a dynamic array to store the elements. Linked list internally uses a W linked list to store the elements. Manipulation with array list is slow because it internally uses an array. If any element is removed from the array, all the bits are shifted in memory. Manipulation with the linked list is faster than array list because it uses a W linked list. So no bit shifting required in the linked list. An array list class can act as a list only because it implements the list only. Linked list class can act as a list and queue both because it implements the list and the DQ interfaces. Array list is better for storing and accessing the data. A linked list is better for manipulating the data. So that's all about the list interface. So basically you need to remember list is a sub interface of collection. It can be used to access the elements, remove the elements, insert the elements based on the index. List contains a duplicate elements. List is ordered collection. Which order you inserted, same order will return to you. Order doesn't change. And list is implemented by array list class, linked list class, vector classes. And the differences also have given. So what is Java non-generic and generic collections? What is generics? So why do you need generics? So generic is a very important concept. It is introduced in Java 1.5 onwards. What this generic will give you, you have seen in the WebDriver, right? List, Angular bracket, web element. That's the generic. You are telling for the collection, only one type of object you can store in that collection. If you specify in the Angular brackets, the data type, you can force have only that type of data elements only in the collection. That's a generics. So now it is a type safe. So typecasting is not required at runtime. It is a type safe and typecasting is not required at runtime. So let's see the old non-generic example of creating Java application. This is a non-generic. You can see even you can use a interface collection name equal to new array list. This is a non-generic. So you are not specifying anywhere data type. That's why the data type of this collection is object. What is the data type of this collection? Object is the data type of this collection. But so this is the one you can see here. Array list or list, whatever it is there on the left side. Angular brackets inside, you are specifying the data type. So this is called generic. That means this is the collection name, right? New array list of string. Both sides you have to write an Angular bracket, that Angular bracket inside the data type. So you are forcing this collection has only string type data. So we can specify the type in Angular braces. Now array list is forced to have the only specified type of object in it. If you try to add another type of object, it gives a compile time error. See this list, Angular bracket data type, collection name equal to WebDriver plural methods. List collection name equal to new array list. This is a non-generic type. List data type, collection name equal to new array list data type. So this is the data type. You see, you're telling very clearly. So that means this collection has this type of elements only. So same way, set data type, collection name equal to WebDriver plural methods. So this is also you are telling very clearly. It's returning this type of elements will be stored in this collection. See, set data type, collection name equal to new class. What are the classes set is implemented? Hash set, linked hash set, and tree set. So these are the classes. The set interface is implemented. So that's the list and generics. So the same we have used in WebDriver also. So WebDriver plural methods we have used same, right? Some WebDriver methods are returning a listed collection. This is the Angular bracket inside. That's a data type of your collection. That means each element in this collection are this data type element. Okay. Now set interface. What is a set? Set is a sub interface of collection. It extends to collection. You can see here. See, set extends to collection, and set is implemented in the hash set class, linked hash set, and tree set classes. See, implements. Class implements interface. Class implements interface. Class implements interface. But interface extends another interface. So that is the difference between the interface and interface between that will be there. So set is, what is a set? Set is going to contain unique queue elements. It won't allow duplicate elements. Even if you insert also, it returns unique queue elements only. It is an unordered collection. Unordered means it doesn't give a guarantee to give the insertion order. So for example, you inserted 2, 3, 4, 5. There is no guarantee you will get a 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. You might get first 5, then 3, then 2 you might get. That's a set. But list is a order. Which order you inserted, same order you will get. That's a difference between list and set. It represents the unordered set of elements which doesn't allow duplicate elements. You can store at most one null value in set. That is implemented by hash set, linked hash set, and tree set. Set data type s1 equal to new hash set data type. Set data type s2 equal to new linked hash set data type. Set data type s3 equal to new tree set data type. So that's the how generic format. See, all generic format. So you can create object for the hash set class, linked hash set class, and tree set class. Only for classes we are creating object, but not for the interfaces. Interface, this is the runtime polymorphism. Parent type, that object reference equal to new hash set, new class, right? New class you are creating object. So what is Java hash set? So Java hash set class is used to create a collection that uses the hash table for storage. Is it the same how the array list and hash set will store? No. Array list store the elements in the order. In the index based it will work. But hash set doesn't work based on the index. Any set collection doesn't work based on the index, because they will store based on the hash code. The memory address will be there, right? Based on the memory address, it will store the elements. So it inherits the abstract set class and implements the set interface. The important point of hash set is hash set stores the elements by using a mechanism called hashing. Hashing means heap memory address. It will calculate the memory, and where it has to go and store in that memory, it will store the element, whatever you're inserting. So hash set contains unique queue elements only, no duplicates are allowed. That's the difference between list and set. So hash set allows null value. Hash set class is non-synchronized. Hash set doesn't maintain the insertion order. It will give a random order. Hash set is the best approach for setting operations. The initial default capacity of hash set is 16 buckets. It will store the elements. If the 3/4 is filled, again another 16 bucket will be expanded. That's a hash set class. The structure is public class hash set, extends abstract set, implements set interface, clonable, serializable. So these are the constructors: hash set default constructor, parameterized constructor. You can use any one constructor whichever you want. So these are all same methods as a constructor. This collection. Add method, clear method, clone method, contains same methods. There is no difference. Linked hash set. Linked hash set class represent the linked list implementation of set interface. It extends the hash set class and implements the set interface. Like hash set, it also contains unique elements, but it maintains the insertion order and permits null element. Basically, linked hash set will return which order you inserted, same order will be returned to you. And tree set class implements the set interface that uses the tree for storage. So tree set also contains unique elements, but it access and retrieves time of tree set is quite fast than other two. So the elements in tree set is stored in ascending order. So ascending order means so lowest to highest, right? That ascending order, it will organize the, so when you call tree set method, tree set class. So how to convert set into list? This is a very important list. Angular bracket data type, collection name equal to new array list, and then give the set collection name. Automatically your set will be converted into list. Vice versa you can do. You can convert the list into set collection also. Create object for a set data type collection name equal to new hash set, and pass the collection name. It will convert the list into set collection. These two are important. The last one, these three differences we'll see, then we'll go for we'll stop here. What is the difference between list and set? Otherwise, I'll just close this and I'll stop here.